Hello everyone.
Hello Jared.
J-Rod. Most of you I already know, some of you I've just met tonight. Thanks for coming. Thank you to Mark from Badlands for letting me use the venue tonight. Thank you to my wife and Alex and Dan for helping out a bit tonight. I'm going to start off by saying why I started Behind the Wall, and by doing that, when people say if you're going to start a business, you've got to solve a problem. So I'm going to start with a few problems that I think I can solve. Anyone that's worked in the industry, sometimes we work a ridiculous number of hours in short periods of time, and I think that's a problem that needs to be solved, because one day somebody's going to have an accident and probably kill themselves. So if we can actually spread the work out among a lot more people that have got some skills to hand over, split shifts, split crews, that's going to be something that I think we can solve. Certificate training is long and expensive, and sometimes there's gaps that you need to fill, and there's no actual need for it. So short courses like mine, that I'll explain later, actually give you the real skills that are actually going to get you a job. So that's my aim, is to get people into jobs and learn on the job with a bit of a head start. Sometimes institutions don't work with industry, and I was actually having a conversation with somebody that works in the fitness industry yesterday, and she was saying that the AIF doesn't actually tell her which students are good to go and come and get work, because all they want to do is get them through the next course. Oh, go do massage, go do reflexology. People are paying for that, and they just want to keep churning dollars in their pocket. That's not what I'm about. I want to get you through a course and get you into a job and get some return on your investment. Standards and procedures change company to company. So I want to create a standard of basic skills. There might be a different term for something, there might be a different way someone does it, but essentially if we have a core set of ways we roll cables, we do gaffer taping, we do these basic essential skills that can be in an arts festival, a rock and roll concert, a theatre, we get that all on the same page. You can go to pretty much any company and go, I've done a course through Behind the Wall. Yep, I know what he's doing. He's got the standard. So they're the problems that I want to solve. They're the problems I believe I will solve. So what is Behind the Wall? Behind the Wall is a training, mentoring, career development company. Like I say, I'm not about getting people coming back and putting them through large expensive courses. I'm about getting them a job, giving somebody like myself when I started out a career, and not just going, oh yeah, I might get you a job later, I might link you up with someone. I actually want to push them through a course and say, here's the employers that I think you should work for. Give them a call, they know me, they'll understand, and hopefully get them on the job. I definitely want to collaborate with industry so that they know the things that they've been trained in. These students are coming out, or these participants are coming out, and the companies that they're going to work for know the skills that they've got are the skills that they've told me that they want them to have. I believe the companies can save some money on training, because when I used to train my crew, it's on the job. You might get one guy for a couple of weeks and then he leaves, and then you got to do it again and again and again. And one experienced crew like myself, if I have 2 or 3 guys under me, I can spend my whole shift nearly training someone. If I know that he's got that essential skill set, I can send him away to keep going grabbing stuff for me and actually making my job more efficient and saving time. And the final reason why I have started Behind the Wall is I want to bring the artist and the team behind the artist together, and that is, teach the artists a little bit about how the industry works, what goes on behind the scenes, and teach the people that work behind the scenes a bit about what the artists do, so that there's a bit more cooperation and collaboration there. And why are we here tonight? I'm going to tell you what we do. I'm going to get feedback, repricing, and interest in how to deliver these courses and what kind of structure and setup we want to do it. We're here for training jobs and for better productions and not lining my pockets, as I've kind of said. And I'm here also for a call out for help and collaborators. I'm definitely willing to work with people on this. I need spaces to do training. I need subject matter experts, and then essentially I would love to have some sponsorship and some funding to be able to keep prices down. So that's why we're all here tonight, to share that word and spread that word out in the community. getting right onto the courses, the foundation of Behind the Wall started many, many years ago when I decided that I wanted to be a trainer. And what am I good at? I'm good at live events. I'm a qualified lighting guy, 10 years industry trained. So I did my Cert 4 training assessment, so I started writing a course, like you do. And I wrote a roadie school, basically. So it's a 10-week course, 3 hours a week. 3 hours is based on your kind of minimum call, your 3-hour bump in, bump out. 5 weeks of introductory concepts to all disciplines. So the first module would be one that you'd be able to do standalone. So if a business wanted to send an employee to me before they start, you'd basically get the overview of, you know, how to bump in and bump out, how to pack trucks, how to tie down loads properly, gaffer tape cables down, understand stage left, stage right, all those basic concepts, OH&S, basically the green card for our industry. That's what I'd like to see that be. Then the next 4 weeks we'd be stepping into staging and rigging in one module, lighting, audio, and then vision, backline, and props on stage. Then for the next 4 weeks we'd actually build a show. So we'd do staging and rigging, then we would do lighting setup, we'd do an audio setup, we'd do a vision backline setup, and then the final week would actually be the proper rehearsal or line check, or, you know, testing of the equipment and actually making sure that it all comes together. So hopefully the venue I have staggers that up so we can leave it week by week and have it set up so that then at the end of the course we're using that kit, and then at the end of it I want to take those participants of that course and use them as the crew on a gig and actually put it on, and that will be the assessment. So if those crew can step in and actually help out and be helpful, they've passed the course. Pricing, I'm looking at $440 for a student concession for the 10-week course, $660 for a standard, and $880 for a company that wants to put someone through this course. And that's an optional fee, and that's kind of something that would give you the warm and fuzzies, knowing you're putting a bit back into subsidising the concession rate. So basically, at a standard rate, it's under $25 an hour. So I think that's kind of pretty good for training in this modern market. I'm not 100% sure what a TAFE course is nowadays, but I'm sure it's more than that. Next course I want to run is called Bandcamp, and Bandcamp's a 10-day retreat. So whether it's stay overnight and go somewhere else, or whether it's just come back to somewhere for 10 days, this is the dynamic course I really want to run. And I've got an amateur to pro guarantee that I want to kind of put behind this course. And what that guarantee says that go through this 10 days, do everything that we want to teach you, discipline yourself with your group or your artist or your band and your crew, really put in the effort. And then after that 10 days, if you haven't learnt a lot and then you don't have your best year ever, and that is get way more gigs and tours and whatever you want to achieve in that year, if that doesn't happen, you can do that course again the next year. What we're going to teach you in that is your stage presence, you know, what you look and sound like on stage, you know, how to stand out, you know, if you're with 10 new bands at a festival, be that band that stands out. Pre-production, how to go up to the sound guy and say, this is the sound I want, your amps at the right level, you know where to place your mics, you know what you want, you know to tell the lighting guy, we like yellow for this song and red for that one. All these sort of things. Management and business skills, you know, understanding that you are in a business, you've got to pay tax, you've got to manage yourself, you've got to promote yourself, all these sort of things. Personal development, if you grow and you grow with your team or your band, you're going to get better together. There's going to be a synergy. Stress management, there's going to be yoga, meditation, breathing exercises, you know, for those times when you've done too many shows in a row and you need a bit of time out. And then roadie school will actually be embedded in that. So everyone that does the band camp will actually do the roadie school as well. And what that'll give these artists, bands, crew members that are involved with bands is that career pathway afterwards as well. So they can actually go out and be a crew member when they're not touring or playing shows. As I said, it's for band members, crew, artistic groups, anyone that wants to come in and learn holistically how to get from a backyard garage band into actually a professional working outfit. I'm looking at pricing in the range of $1,500 to $2,000 for the week, hopefully including meals. So yeah, that's, once again, it's under the $20, $25 an hour, so pretty good, because it would be a 10-hour day. It'd be like from 8 o'clock in the morning through to 10 o'clock at night, because you'd have a full rehearsal in the evening. Other services we want to offer is mentoring, so have some kind of a membership base, small fee that they can contact me and our network at any time and ask for advice on career development and where to go and where work is or whatever. Management, definitely want to take bands and artists and help them not get stitched up, to say, for lack of a better word, but there's many stories of bands getting signed into really crappy deals and having managers that take them for a ride. Definitely want to nurture bands to make the right decisions when it comes to signing. The venue and the space that we have, eventually I want that to be also a live rehearsal space for pre-production and tours. If someone's gone through the course, or anyone can actually hire that space out and really get knuckled in and make that tour the best tour they can actually do. Coaching and strategic planning will be an add value service that if you go through one of my courses and you actually want to nail down and meet throughout the year to actually set some real high targets for that year, that's definitely something we can offer. And then touring support as well. I think definitely want to try and make it affordable for bands to get out on the road themselves, get to country towns that don't get bands, put on the shows, use the skills they've got, link up with companies we know to get cheap deals on hiring, and even getting on the road with them and showing them how it's done and giving them the best on the job training. That's pretty much it. In summary, I want to share my knowledge and people's knowledge that I know, and there's probably hundreds of years experience between myself and people that I've worked with, and we're all good guys, and we want to give that to the next generation. I feel that on-the-job training isn't quite enough, and there will be accidents and injuries at one point, and I've seen cases where people don't strap trucks and they back them down hills and shit nearly falls out, and there will be an accident one day, because that dilution of the on-the-job training will eventually get to the point where anyone thinks they can be a roadie and just go out and start a company. So I want to kind of nip that in the butt right now, get into schools, get out there and actually get people with that core set of skills, so that whatever we learnt from our mentors years ago can actually be passed on, and essentially get people employed, looking forward to the next challenge of live events in the career. So that's pretty much it. I'll open the floor now to any questions.